Free beer and hot wings in the morning. Grand Rapids rocks all day. 97.9 GRD rocks.
Sunny today, pleasant, 75 the high. It's 60 downtown. Slow warm up.
Mm-hmm.
So your beer may be costing you more in a little bit.
Well,
Tom Hooker is a Republican from Byron Center. Nice man when I've met him. He's come to my door a couple times, so he's been very pleasant.
You've had a hooker at your door?
I have, and I've turned them away every time.
You turned the
but
hooker
I say
away?
thank you, and I accept
Well, I
the
cannot
hooker's materials in the form of a pamphlet.
cannot believe that.
Yeah.
Is
Just goes door to door looking for support.
code for something?
Yeah, it's like a little piece of folded paper with information on it. You know, pamphlet.
Yeah.
He has introduced legislation on Wednesday to raise the tax to 5 cents per 12-ounce serving of beer. Apparently, the Michigan alcohol policy promoting health and safety says the beer tax on beer in the state has not changed since 1966. That is a long time. So this is to help fund health and treatment programs associated with the consumption of alcohol, as it may lead to a decrease in crimes tied to alcohol as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
That's the thing. I always trust that any state lawmaker, and this is not a reflection on Tom Hooker or anybody else,
No.
but we've seen enough stories about how they shift the money around, and in reality, it's just a new tax.
Sure.
Oh, it
says
definitely has a syntax.
With fewer state general fund dollars dedicated today than 20 years ago towards prevention, treatment, and legal programs involving alcohol abuse, we need to address this growing problem. The Michigan Chamber is among groups urging lawmakers to reject the beer tax hike, arguing it contains a roughly 250% increase in Michigan's beer tax that threatens to put businesses at a huge competitive disadvantage with neighboring states.
Well, that's not true.
No, that's garbage. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not for or against it, but I really don't think, you know, if you could promise me that the money that you're raising from this sin tax on beer would actually go to
Yes, the helping.
alcoholic programs, things like that.
Yeah.
Fine. Because the fact is, I don't care who you are, even if you're poor. If you're spending $2 on a can of beer, $2.05 is not going to change your mind on the can of beer.
Well, you're certainly even if not driving to Indiana to get a case.
No.
Right.
You know, because it's per barrel, it's going from like 16 to 21 or something. Like that's for a whole barrel.
Yeah.
And so they're saying, well, it can hurt the craft brewers and all that.
No,
but I mean, if you're passing 5 cents per glass on to the consumer,
because
that's not that big of a deal. They said it was going to be a big deal when they raised cigarette taxes like $2.50.
Yeah. How many people do you know said they'd quit when it got to $2?
I'm sure maybe less people have started since then, but I'm sure there are plenty of people still doing it.
But that has less to do with price and more to do with just with
general
the evolution.
health knowledge and
Beer has never been cooler.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
really.
I mean, beer is great, and it's just I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. The only problem I have with the tax is that I doubt if it'll actually be utilized the way that they say it will be, because that's what always happens. Well, we're going to raise this tax because it's going to go to this. All right, well, yeah, and then the state will just shuffle money away in a different way then, just like they do with the lottery money.
exactly.
You know, the lottery money does go to education, but we took all the education funding away and moved it somewhere else because now you have that lottery money.
Right.
So it doesn't actually make any more money for the schools. Okay. And
No, in fact,
this will be the same way.
We cut school funding, so
this will be the same way.
we don't really need that much to go to schools.
Well, the governor would tell you, Joe, that it's the largest amount of money going back to the schools in decades.
Oh, probably why we have the best schools in the country.
What the governor does not tell you is that at the beginning of his spot as the governor, he made it so that the schools were, for the first time in decades, responsible for the retirement funds of the employees that they had before, whereas that had always been out of a state fund. So, yes, they're putting more money in, but the schools are paying more money out, so there's less money per student and all that stuff.
It's crazy, man.
So, yeah, you can make the numbers look good, but are you doing the right thing? And that's where I can tell you, I know I'm not smart enough to know.
Yes, you are. You just say the word no, and you know you're right. They are never doing the right thing.
Do you think they're always trying to do the wrong thing?
I think they're always trying to do the thing that benefits them and their friends. That's how jaded I am when it comes to politics.
I agree. I don't care which political affiliation it is.
I think they no. We're not talking any parties. We're talking all of them. And I think every once in a while there's a good guy that comes up, but he can't really do much. And I think every now and again a bone is thrown, so it appears as though they're pleasing or they're helping the populace.
It's kind of disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah. It's either disgusting that they are the way they are, or that we all feel that they are the way that they are.
Well, the feeling came from something.
Either way, it's pretty negative.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've earned that.
Did you happen to see the article I shared on Facebook from The Guardian about, remember when, what is the law that went through the Supreme Court decision that allowed corporations to be treated like individuals when it comes to...
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, they are.
Citizens United? No, that doesn't sound right.
That might be. I don't know.
There's an investigation by The Guardian about where the money has gone and how the money is tracked as a result of all this stuff that has gone on. The John Doe files. The Guardian has obtained 1,500 pages of leaked documents assembled by Wisconsin prosecutors in the course of their John Doe, i.e. anonymous, investigation into alleged campaign finance violations in the state of Wisconsin. Now, this is just one state.
This sounds awesome.
And it tracks all of the money that was dumped into the Scott Walker recall campaign, the governor there. Mm-hmm. And they got their hands on a memo that said, what do we do in order to try to repel this recall effort that is being done? Because he made a lot of changes that disrupted the state traditions. It had been a very strong union state or whatever. And I'm not for or against any of that, but I am against this corporate money. And basically what came back, and they have the response, the email, you need to ask CEOs and rich people for money. And then it follows and breaks down how he went ahead and did that. And there's one, they have a check from, what is the guy's name? G. Frederick Caston. The checks are made out to a dark money organization. In other words, it's not made out to Scott Walker or Scott Walker Defense Fund. It's made out to the Wisconsin Chart for Growths, I believe. Wisconsin Club for Growth. $10,000, which is very, very small. But in the memo line, it actually says, because Scott Walker asked. It's not even plausible deniability. Now, it's a long read. I'll send it to Steve, and he can throw it on our
I'm going to read
on our
this.
website.
He asked his main fundraiser, Kate Donner, to write him a briefing note on how they could raise enough money to win the election. She wrote back, ask corporations. Go heavy after them. Take Koch's money. Get on a plane to Vegas. Sit down with Sheldon Adelson, whoever that is. Ask for $1 million now.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it tracks the trips that he made and then how the money came in shortly thereafter. And by the way, and this is about a Republican, but the Democrats do the exact same thing.
No, Al, this is what Hillary's being accused of all the time right now. Her and Bill with their crazy speaking fees and
what Trump
Clinton
has acknowleded doing.
Yeah,
he says, I'm the example. I used to donate to everybody to get things.
Because that's how it works. I was in business. That's what, and that is, his claim is why he's suited to do it, because he knows how to keep it from happening, because he took advantage of everything.
So he's in trouble. It's not going to get any attention, just like everything else, but he's in trouble. The state attorney general in Florida, moments after she agreed to drop the investigation into Trump University and joining in with the New York State Attorney General, all of a sudden she was received a donation and was able to use a Trump facility for, I believe, $0. Whereas when Trump used it, it was billed to the Republican Party or the Trump campaign for like $150,000.
Right.
Amazing coincidence that for her it was free. Or for the guy whose name's on the sign, it was expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all crooked.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
That's
Everyone
how
of them's crooked.
That's how it all works.
And the one guy that I wanted to do well looked like a deer in the headlights when somebody asked him about Aleppo.
Yeah,
That didn't make me feel good.
Real bummer. It really
I don't like
is.
that animal.
Yeah, he might as well have said that. He's a pretty good puppeteer, but I thought Pinocchio was out of line.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
A little overacted for my taste.
Yeah, I've never liked Aleppo.
We will be at Sport Clips today in Walker on Lake Michigan Drive. Want you to come out and see us. That's from noon until 2. Hot Wings will be cutting hair. No.
No.
It's definitely not a thing. Definitely not a thing. But you can get your hair cut, get a great trim, whatever you need. We'll see you there. Noon until 2. Come see us. That's it. Sublime. Wrong way. 97.9 GRD Rocks.